The future is ever-changing. Communities, jobs, and economies are continually being transformed. This is why we need incredible minds to connect problems with innovative solutions, to disrupt and create new industries, to enable businesses to think sustainably, to shape evidence-based leaders and the next generation of visionaries. SALCC helps you to shape your career. Your passion is calling. Your future is standing by. Tap into your potential. Virtual and on-site classes, dedicated faculty, diverse student experiences, and highly recognized programs. Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Apply today and fast-track your career.
Hello and welcome to another hour with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. As usual, it is a pleasure to have you here with us at our informational sessions during our application period, where we bring you information on all of our program offerings. And it is indeed an exciting time for us. And today is so super special. We have lots of news and exciting new developments to bring you this afternoon. And as usual, I do have one of our staff members in studio here at the National Television Network with me. But before we meet her, I have some information that is so important to share with you. So I mentioned that it is our application period. You can apply for all of our regular programs at this time. And over the last few weeks, we have met the heads of all of our units. We are down to our last few units today. So if you have not yet applied, I want to invite you to visit our website, salcc.edu.lc, to find out about our programs. If you have and you have not made up your mind, please visit our YouTube pages, revisit the informational sessions that we have had, speaking to all of the details of our programs. And as I say that, I really want to thank all the faculty members and the heads of the units who have been facilitating those informational sessions over the last month or so. The application deadline is this Friday, April 30th. Just a few more days left to submit your application. Yes, there's still a little bit of time, but get with it. And if you are having any issues, please reach out to us on all of our social media handles, including the WhatsApp number on our website. So today, the news is, one, that our application deadline is this Friday, April 30th for entry into all of our regular programs. That is our associate degrees in all of our various areas, as well as entry into our Bachelor of Education, Bachelor in Primary Education, as well as our Bachelor of Science in Nursing, our certificate programs as well. Remember, there are several pathways that you can use to get into the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, apart from meeting our basic requirements of 5 CSEC passes to get into our associate degree and bachelor degree programs. So that is the important news for those who have begun the application and those who want to apply for the regular programs. But we had something exciting happen last week that I need to share with you just in case you missed it. The Sir Arthur Lewis Community College launched 4 new bachelor degree programs. We already have 2 of our own homegrown programs in the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, which began last year in 2020, and our Bachelor in Primary Education. And now we are offering 4 new degree programs. And if you missed our official launch, and the media did show up and carry this very significant milestone that the college has achieved, if you missed it, let me just inform you that right now you can apply for our bachelor's degree in public health, a bachelor's degree in environmental studies and sustainability. And I need not say in this current environment how important those 2 degrees are to St. Lucia and to the world. In this pandemic, yes, we are training nurses, but we need health professionals in several different areas, including environmental health, epidemiology, so many different areas that our public health degree will cover. And of course, the importance of sustainability in our environment. So This one is a social science degree, and we are offering it as of September 2021. Our other 2 degrees are also in 2 other important and popular areas. It is in the tourism and hospitality area, which you know is still the mainstay of our economy, and we are looking to upgrade our workers in the hospitality industry, that now they can look at management level positions with the bachelor's degree. And we know that business is always important. We want to develop entrepreneurs, and therefore our final degree offering, our bachelor degree offering, is in the area of business administration. So there is no need to think about traveling overseas, not being able to access education because it is out of your reach. It is right here at our national tertiary institution. Great news from the South Louis Community College, always adding value to the offerings that they provide. So here is the other thing, that we recognize that there are challenges that are being faced, that continue to face the Caribbean Examination Council, that is CXC, in terms of offering the examination in its usual time frame. For Sir Arthur Lewis, it is important that we offer instruction for a particular period of time. So we run on a semester system that is just about 15 weeks, and we need to get those out before students matriculate into their next level. And therefore it is very important for us to keep our start and end dates, because even our students will have to be prepared to write the CAPE exam as well. So we want to start at our regular time, that is the first week in September. So based on our academic calendar, we are due to start the academic year September 6, 2021, my apologies. And therefore, in order to ensure that our students are examined, evaluated, see what requirements they meet, we usually rely on their CSEC results. But CXC has already informed that CSEC results will not be available until the end of September. So in order to give these students a chance to matriculate during our regular semester beginning September 6th, we have introduced an entrance examination in mathematics and English. So I will take you to the website now, where you can actually register for that exam. The exam is for persons who do not yet have that qualification. So if Roger could just go on the carousel, it should have been the first one that you met. You will see, right, here we go. So it's right as you get onto the website. And if you scroll down, you will get more information about the opportunity for you to qualify in our regular time frame. And like I said, the exam is in English and mathematics, and it is scheduled to take place May 26th. So for students in our 5th form who have not begun CXC, this is practice for you. The exam is pitched at your CXC level. So the same competencies that you need for CSEC that you would normally use to get into our advanced level, that is the pitch of the exam. So no need to worry. You will only be examined on the same level, and this is perfect practice for you to be able to gain entry. So we need all of those of you who have applied to the college to also register for the exam if you do not yet have a CSEC pass in math and English. There are students who write those subjects in Form 4, or they write it in January. So if you already have a pass in those subjects, there's no need for you to register. But if you don't, please take the opportunity to register for those 2 exams and for you to receive your passes that would help you qualify for entry into the college. So you may be worried and say, but is it only math and English that we will use as the criteria? No. We are also making arrangements through the Ministry of Education to secure your transcripts for Form 4 and 5 from your secondary schools. So along with math and English, you also need 3 additional subjects that usually relate to your area of study. And therefore, the work that you have done in secondary school will be used to evaluate you. So no need to worry about us using your results. We have put in our own mechanism in order to help you matriculate to Sir Arthur Lewis. So like I said, there's good news all around. So visit the website, find out more, register. It's a very short registration form, and you even get details about what's entailed in the Math and English exam. I think it's 50 multiple choice. All of that information is on the website to put your mind at ease. So now let us get into our substantive program today. I have with me another exciting area. You know, we've had some really exciting areas that we have looked at. Stands out to me when we had the head of our tourism unit who had such passion for her program and education and engineering. Today we're looking at new media, creative industries, digital humanities. I've put it in reverse order, but I know what would appeal to you. So we have the head of the unit joining us today to tell us about those very savvy, tech-savvy, 21st century programs. So let me take the opportunity to introduce my guest this afternoon. She is the head of the Digital Humanities, New Media and Creative Industries, Dr. Jany Joseph. Welcome to our informational session. Thank you for being here. Thank you for facilitating your Zoom session a few weeks ago. So we want to welcome you, and we look forward to hearing about your programs. So first, Dr. Joseph, tell us a little bit about yourself, particularly about your academic pursuits.
Okay, good afternoon, Mrs. Fannis. It's good to be here. I've been teaching for about 15 years. Mm-hmm. I started at R. Simmons and moved on to Babonneau Secondary, and my background is in literature. My first degree, my master's and PhD, all in literature. My literature, I always loved literature, and for my bachelor's degree, I actually wanted to do economics. And I applied to UWI too late, so I was advised to apply to a program that I liked in addition to econ, and I got into the English literature BA. I applied for the transfer. I got the transfer, but I continued with lit because I was really enjoying what I was doing. So this is my background. My PhD is in, it has a fancy title. It's post-colonial studies, but it's actually the study of Caribbean literature, especially writers from the Caribbean living in the UK who wrote about migration. So
nice.
This is my background.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's interesting to hear. Maybe we'd have to have a session where we talk to you just about that, because that is an area we hear about, but the migration aspect, and it's still coming back. So we will have a session on that specifically one of these days. Okay. So tell us about your journey at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College.
Okay, I started teaching at Sir Arthur in 2011. I started teaching literature, and at the time we were doing Cambridge for A-levels. So I started teaching literature and general paper and communication studies. And then we moved from Cambridge to Cape. So I was still doing literature and Caribbean studies, so I taught that. In addition to that, for a couple of years I was the head of the humanities department under the old DAGS framework. And after that, I've been teaching mostly. And then this job came up as program head for Digital Humanities, and I applied for it. So here we are today.
Digital Humanities. I'm not sure people always understand what that means. So could you give us a little insight?
Yeah, Digital Humanities is really the use of digital resources to study the humanities. So, for example, if you go online, you will see, and you type in digital humanities, you type in literature, history, there's a lot of information, a lot of websites where you have universities, for example, who embark on projects where they use digital resources in the study of literature, or in the study of music, or in the study of art and history. So, for example, one interesting site I saw is from an academic I think is at Berkeley in California, and she did a project on West Indian migrants living in Brooklyn. And it was basically a historical overview of their lives in Brooklyn and their involvement in life, for example, in religion, education, and commerce. And she used photographs, she used poetry, she used music. So there are lots of projects that use digital resources in the study of the different disciplines in humanities. So it's been going on for quite a while. Yeah.
And now we're exposing people. Interesting, you chose an example about migration again, so that really says something about your interest in that area.
Yes.
Okay, so under your unit, I know that you have a number of programs,
Yes.
about 5 different programs
Yes.
under that unit.
Yes. Yeah.
They are all offered at what level?
At the associate degree level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about the programs? At least list the 5, and then we'll get into them one at a time.
Okay. Within Digital Humanities, New Media and Creative Industries, we have 5 associate degrees. We have the Media and Communication, AD. We have the Animation and Design. We have Web Development. We have Creative Industries and Event Management, and we have the Creative and Performing Arts Associate degree.
Okay.
And each program is they're 2-year programs.
They're 2-year programs.
Yes.
Before you go into them individually, can you speak to the relevance, particularly at this time in the world that we live in, and how you can see individuals who do such a degree benefiting?
Okay, for the digital media programs, they very much are in demand right now, especially considering what has happened with COVID-19 and many companies having to resort to using online resources to reach their customers. Even before COVID-19, we had a lot of companies now making use of the internet, making use of mobile apps, for example, for advertising, for marketing. There are people, for example, there are entrepreneurs, for example, who develop brands and who develop products and who market their products and sell their products. Everything is online. So I think those associate degrees are quite applicable for now. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so I know that you have, like you said, you mentioned that there are 5 of them. There's growing interest in quite a few of them. So maybe we can start with the Media and Communications degree.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know you prepared a short presentation, so we will just ask our producer if he could pull that up for us.
Should I start? Yeah. So our associate's degree in Media and Communications. This is for anyone who is interested in communications generally. And by communications, I mean, for example, journalism, whether that be print-based media or whether that's on television or on radio. It's also for people who are interested in advertising. And when we think about advertising, we think of our normal, our traditional adverts on television, print adverts, but there's also digital marketing that is also important, especially for now. And we also have media content creators. In addition to that, there are also people who are interested in communications, especially public relations. Some people are interested in becoming public relations officers or communications directors. So the associate's degree in media and communication is specifically for them.
Okay, so that's in terms of the career option for media and communication. What are you looking at as entry requirements for this program?
Our entry requirements, the students, the applicants, we have our normal SALCC. You need 5 CC-SEC passes to get into to SALCC. That includes English and Maths. And we're looking for other subjects, for example, IT, and if you have a background in English literature. And of course, sometimes you have applicants who don't have, for example, that background in English literature. However, they have a lot of experience working in the field, so we also consider that, especially for adult learners. Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's not limited to students.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because we're using the online modality, so adult learners can apply. It doesn't have to be secondary school leavers only. Yeah.
That is good to know that that persons can access this program without physically being face-to-face. Would you be able to speak a little bit about the interaction that happens with the lecturers themselves? Is it just, I know some things are self-paced, or some of them actually have the live sessions?
It's a combination of both. It's asynchronous learning. So what you do, it's self-paced to a certain extent. So there is content online for the students to actually engage with, whether it's videos you're watching or you're reading. There's something to read. There are discussion forums. There are assignments to do, and there's also live sessions that the lecturers have every week with our students. And the live sessions come on. There's a particular time, and whether it's an hour or two, but every week there are live sessions as well where you get to interact with the lecturer and other students. In case the students are not able to attend the live sessions because sometimes people are working or something comes up, they can also access the live sessions on the platform, because after the live session, while the live sessions are going on, the lecturers actually record the session, so they have access to that on the platform after the live session. Yeah.
Okay. I know that some of the associate degrees actually have like a practical component, either a practicum or internship.
All our ADs in Digital Humanities have a practicum component. So this one with the Media and Communications, there is actually a practicum component where the students actually gain practical experience, and they do an internship, for example, with a company. Right, I know, for example, our communications and marketing team, they have expressed interest in that, and they can also do have practical experience, for example, with a media house. But there is a practicum, yes, that is in the second year of the program. Yeah.
Okay. And let's move on to the digital media program. Now has two different, I know it, when we originally started, it was just one digital media, like a comprehensive program, but I understand there are two strands now where students can focus on different areas.
We actually have animation and design and web development. Okay. The web development one is for people or learners who are actually interested in building websites, as well as people who are interested in developing mobile apps. So it focuses on the skills as well as the knowledge and the techniques required for people to learn how to build websites and to develop mobile apps. And again, there's a practicum component involved. So in the second year of the program, the learners actually do a practicum where they can either do a project, which is something in developing a mobile app, or they can do something involving building a website. But there is a practicum component. Okay. Yes.
So they have various options within that. It's not strictly web development.
Yeah.
It's great to hear.
They can make a choice.
Yeah. Yes. It's great to hear about the mobile app designs, because people want an app for everything now. I need an app actually, so I think I need to contact the department. So with that program, are there any specific requirements that are different from?
The usual 5 CXCs, English and Math, and we're also looking for, again, IT or EDPM. In addition to that, we're looking for English literature, visual arts. These are the requirements, and it's a 2-year program. Again, it is online. We're using the online modality for that, so we are open to, of course, our secondary school leavers as well as adult learners who are interested in doing the program. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. So the other focus you said is
animation and design. Yes, we have an AD in an associate's degree in animation and design, which is a popular one, and I think you'd understand that with the young people being involved in graphic design and doing cartoons and all of that. So we actually have an associate's degree in animation and design. The students are exposed to mostly 2D and 3D animation, the mechanics and the strategies and the theories that underpin animation. The students get to do a practicum again, second year. They do a project and they do something in animation and design. So it's a 2-year program, again, online modality. Right, very interesting, and the students seem to like it. And again, our entry requirements, we're looking for the English and Math, IT or EDPM, visual arts, or literature. And again, the people who are normally interested in animation and design, even if they don't have a CSEC pass in visual arts, they've actually done a lot of drawing, so they can submit a portfolio.
Okay, great.
And so, like what we did last year, we have a few students who did not have visual arts or literature, but they had actually begun doing a lot of drawing. So they actually submitted the work to us, and our animation lecturer gave the okay and basically vetoed the drawings. And so we accept them when if they have a portfolio that is strong enough and that's sound enough, we accept them as well.
That is excellent to hear, because that gives people a different pathway, even if they don't have all of our basic requirements. So we've looked at 3 of your 5 programs. We are due for a break. So you can take a breather, and we'll come back to learn about the 2 other programs in the Digital Humanities unit. Please stay with us. More exciting stuff ahead from the South of the Community College.
Are you looking to broaden your career opportunities? Future-proof your career with a bachelor's degree from the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. We've introduced new cutting-edge degree programs in Environmental Studies and Sustainability, Tourism and Hospitality, Business Administration, and Public Health. Online platforms are making it easier than ever before to further your education. Unmask your competitive advantage. This is the game changer you've been waiting for. Get the highest return on your investment in the ECS from the college you trust. Visit salcc.edu.lc. Apply today for September 2021.
Welcome back to the Informational Hour with the South Lewis Community College. It's great to have you here with us. If you know of a friend who's interested in the creative industries, please let them know that we are on at this time talking about our new programs under our Digital Humanities unit. And if they can't get on now, they are free to visit the YouTube page of the Government Information Service to watch this program again. Our guest today is Dr. Jany Joseph. She is the head of the Digital Humanities, New Media and Creative Industries unit, and she just informed us of 3 exciting programs in the area of media and communication, where we know we have a lot of experience in media, but there's always opportunity to get certified. She also spoke to us about the digital media in web development and the creation of mobile apps. And the last program she told us about was animation and design. So you have 2 more programs in your unit that you need to tell us about, and other exciting stuff. So over to you, Dr. Joseph.
Okay, we have the Creative and Performing Arts Associate degree.
Wow.
This one, it's for students who are interested in the creative and performing arts and who want a tertiary level qualification in the creative and performing arts, right? So the focus is on the creative aspect of things. So we have, within that program, we have the theater courses, the theater-based courses, and in addition to that, we have the knowledge-based courses, for example, World Drama Survey, and the Arts in the Caribbean Society. And in addition to that, we have the business and the management aspect of things that are equally important in any career in the creative and performing arts. So you have courses, for example, production management, right? And so the students do that, and they also do again a practicum. Right now, our second year cohort, they're actually involved in their practicum, and they're working with the National Youth Council. They're working with the Arts and Culture Committee in the NYC. So they're getting to do the practicum in the second day. This is their last semester.
Exciting.
Right? So that program combines, of course, the creative aspect of things, and then you have the business, because there is a course also on the fundamentals of small business. So it combines that with the business and the management aspect of the industry. So that's our AD in creative industry, in creative and performing arts. Again, our learners, we expect them to have the usual 5 CXC passes. Theater arts has to be one of them, and literature, right? And they do the program for 2 years, okay? And right, in addition to that, what we're doing is right now, we're in the process of completing our drafts of our MOUs with with organizations like CDF and HeadFunk. Wow. The MOU articulates areas of collaboration between the department and CDF and Headfunk and events in Lucia as well, where our students get to actually participate in the events. They actually get to assist, and especially Headfunk, for example. One of the areas that we're interested in is not only our students engaging in the whole production process, but our students can also get an avenue to also perform. Right? So we're in the process of drafting those MOUs to have them signed pretty soon. So that's something exciting happening within our within that department.
Yes, it really provides that avenue for them.
Yes, it does.
Before you move past the creative and performing arts, with the experience that we've had with the students who have put on our drama productions during Nobel Laureate Week, last year in particular, the whole issue of like costume design and the makeup artistry, I saw that come out in some of the students, and some of them had actually begun the program. As part of the slate of courses, are all of these things integrated into the program?
We don't have courses that specifically that specifically address those things. But what I can say about that is certainly we have a drama club, right? We have a group of students who are interested, passionate about drama. Now, they're not necessarily AD students in creative and performing arts, but they're interested in drama, and they like it. So they actually get the experience in not just performing, but I remember when our coordinator was actually putting out the ad to invite students in, she was asking for students who not only have an interest in performing, but students who also have the interest in makeup and costume designing and all of that, because you have people who are actually very much interested and they're very good at that. So the program, while we don't necessarily have a course that addresses or caters to those particular interests, but there is room for that within the program. In the drama club, there is room for that. Yeah.
So within the experiences that they're afforded, they can develop some of those skills.
They can develop those skills. Yes, they can.
That is definitely exciting, and I'm looking forward to what we can do in this virtual space. I know this year it was difficult for us to put the production on.
Yes, it was.
And I truly missed it, because the students have done such a phenomenal job over the last 3 years. You know, with our very first production going all the way to Carifest. That was really a proud moment. For the students and for the college by extension. So I look forward to, and I know they have done some stuff, because we do have some of the snippets that we are putting on our social media pages of the work that they have done, that has been provided by their coordinator. Yeah,
and we have some good students. The end of last semester, I actually got to sit in on the assessment, and I was part of the assessment with a few other lecturers, and the students are pretty good. They're quite passionate about creative and performing arts, and they're good performers. So we have a good cohort, both in second year and first year. So I think we have a lot to look forward to. Yeah.
And I think we should probably attribute some praise to the facilitators, two very popular. I think we need to name them. And
Miss Cantilia Louis, and we have I'd like to call him a cultural icon, Mr. Kennedy Booth Samuel. These two lecturers they're in the creative and performing arts department, and the two of them are the ones who are they're doing the program courses within the CPA Associate's degree.
That is excellent. I know I didn't do it for the others, so we can boast the same in animation.
Yes.
So
Mr. Ted Sandiford is our animation and design coordinator, and everybody knows Ted Sandiford. I've seen his ads on television, and our secondary school learners are also very familiar with him. And Mr. Clendon Bissett is our web development person. He's the coordinator for the web development associate's degree. So we actually we have some very good people on board. Tomorrow evening at 6, we have a web development roundtable. You know, it's where we have some people from Imagine, a company here, and they are going to be talking to Mr. Bissett about web development, particularly the trends in web development, especially what's going on now, and also to field questions from potential students about the industry and what career options are there. And it's an opportunity for students and for other learners as well to actually see you know, to see this whole industry of web development industry in St. Lucia, and hear from the people who are actually involved in that industry. So we're going to be on tomorrow at 6 p.m. and the discussion is going to happen. So I invite people from secondary schools who might be interested in web development, even if you're not, but you just want to know about it, you know. You
want to hear about the process, the creative process.
You can actually listen, as well as other people who might be interested in doing the program with us. You're welcome to join us tomorrow at 6.
Okay. Yeah. So the Zoom link will be on the college's social media pages, yes. So people can always go on there for, you will see a graphic that advertises that particular promotion of web development. So you see they're serious about recruiting, and the fact that they have tagged with a company, our students, and you can speak to that, our graduates get absorbed into those companies from all of your programs.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So for example, we have a student who is working right now at the college with the communications and marketing department, as well as e-learning. So the students do get opportunities, and they're quite excited about digital media, and there's a lot of opportunity there. So it's a very attractive, I'd say, and very popular among young learners. Yeah.
Yes, great. And actually, I got interest from somebody who had already left the college several years.
Oh yes.
Steeped in that industry now, and he says, "I wish this was offered when I was there, and I want to come back to do it." So I know there's definitely some interest out there in those programs. Yeah. Okay, so. With the digital media, I know we had offered in some format. Our performing arts has been around for the last year or so. The last program is really a new one.
It's a new one. It's creative industries and event management. As we know, in terms of our culture and local life around in St. Lucia, we have carnival, right? We have music festivals. We also have people who are involved and very much interested in areas like fashion. And we thought that we could have an associate's degree that focuses on the creative industries and specifically event management. So this is a 2-year professional program, and it's for people who have an interest in the creative industries, whether you are interested in festivals, whether you're interested in carnival, if you're interested in music, if you're interested in fashion design. This is the program for you. So within that program, the students or the learners actually you'll be combining the creativity and with the management and business aspects of things. So you will do courses, for example, like performing arts fundamentals, creative industries. You have these courses that give you the background to the creative industries, but there's also the business and management aspect of things. So you have courses like production management, for example, which is very important, conference and event management, project management, right? So like I said, it's the creative aspect in addition to the business and the management side of things. It is a 2-year program, and in your 2nd year you get to do, like the others, a practicum where you actually gain some practical experience within the industry, and we're very excited about it, and we're hoping to start offering the program in September this year. The entry requirements, again, our usual 5 entry requirements, general entry requirements for SALCC. In addition to that, we're looking for people who have a background in, let's say, clothing and textiles. If you have a background in event management or festivals, because you might not necessarily have CXC passes in some of the subjects. So if you have a background in event management, and so we'd like to see a portfolio or a CV, right? And we're looking for CSEC passes, like I said, English and math, and clothing and textiles. POB is also an asset, visual arts and theater arts. So we're looking for people with that sort of background. And we're hoping to start offering it in September. We're using, again, the online modality. Of course, there are courses in there with a practical component. So, for example, courses like performing arts fundamentals, you do have practical, so you will have to be on campus maybe most probably like once a week in the semester, but generally the program will be online. Yeah.
Okay, so for each of these programs where it requires the student to have a practical, the students are physically on the campus for
yes, they are, yes. And that is normally for 1 day, 1 afternoon, 2 hours, and they do their practical on campus, yes.
Okay.
Of course, observing all the protocols. With COVID-19, with hand sanitizing and wearing of masks and social distancing, yeah.
You've had to make it work somehow.
Yes, we have had to. There was a time when we couldn't have any practicals, and the lecturers had to try as much as possible to use Zoom and Big Blue Button, and it worked for a while, and then there was a time when, okay, we were allowed to. So the lecturers have actually been on campus for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they have practicals 2 hours, 1 day a week, 2 hours. And they're making use of the large spaces. So I know Miss Louis has students sometimes under the big tree next to Sehi, the famous big tree. She also uses the gym, and Booth Samuel uses the large OTW8 room, so that we can keep the students, as social distanced as possible with the use of hand sanitizers and changing of clothes. So we're very careful. We're very careful, but the practicals are part of those programs. Yes.
And they are necessary.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
I want to revisit something that you've been hinting, that a portfolio can substitute or can help your chances of getting into the program. So I just wanted you to speak to that again, particularly for the adult learners, because I think this is an area that could attract quite a large number of adult learners, and given the flexibility of the program, that it is something that we really let them know that they can access. So could you just...
Yes, definitely. For the animation and design, for example, like I said earlier, the people who are interested in animation and design, they have actually begun engaging in that. They've actually begun drawing. And so what we do, sometimes we have students or learners who do not have a CSEC pass, let's say in visual arts or in literature. So what we do is we ask them to submit the portfolios, and they submit the drawings, and we decide whether the drawings are strong enough, and we accept them into the program. In addition to that, even web development, for example, if the student or the learner actually has experience in the field and can actually produce a portfolio of work to say, okay, I have done this, this is what I have done, and they can actually show us what they've done, then we welcome that sort of thing. For the creative industries and event management, again, we anticipate that we will have quite a few actually applicants who are not secondary school leavers, right? And these are people who have been working in that field for quite some years and who want some kind of tertiary level qualification. And so we are open to accepting them as well, and with the presentation of a CV and show evidence that you have actually done work in the field, And so we're quite open to that. As a matter of fact, we're trying our best, because we trying our best to offer our programs to everyone, not just to secondary school leavers, but to other people who perhaps do not have all of those CSEC qualifications. However, there is something that they can show to say, like, I have some experience here. Yeah.
Would you encourage, particularly those who are adult learners, if they do not have the math and English at CSEC, would you also encourage them to write our entrance exams in math and English?
Yes, I think they should. In addition to that, we have the access courses in the Kickstart department. We offer them math and English at that level so that they can access other courses within the college. So absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, if you have a desire, you have a passion for achieving some kind of qualification and you're interested and you have the drive, I don't see why you should not do whatever you can, you know, to get into the programs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially there are different pathways. So apart from looking at your experience in the field, because I know the math and English is the basic entry requirement. I know we said access courses, but yes, so the college does offer math and English at 2 different levels, so that you can get up to speed to the CSEC level, so that you can gain entry. And if you think you still have the math and English in you at that level, and for whatever reason you didn't pass it, there's still an opportunity.
In addition to that, there are a lot of people, for example, who finished secondary school and didn't get the math or the English, and they try to do it on their own.
Right.
So they might do it maybe 2 years after or a year after, but they do try to get the math and the English on their own, and they write the exam in January, you know, and they get the qualification. So there are lots of opportunities, and I think people should avail themselves. Yeah.
Just one more question I meant to ask you about the portfolio. I'm assuming that a digital portfolio is also one that you would accept.
Right. What we do is we ask the students to send us digital versions of that, and very often what they do, they might send us. Some of them they have them on sketchpads. They might send us. Screenshots, right? Or send us screenshots or digital versions of those drawings. So we mostly that is what we accept. Send it via email, and we accept it, and we let you know whether you're accepted or not. Yeah.
Excellent. Love that there are so many different ways that students can access. Now, I know we have spoken about that when we deal with our other degree programs, when we've advertised our other degree programs, but just in case somebody's listening to us for the first time, apart from the core requirements, the subjects that deal with the particular area of study, I know there are other subjects that students or courses that students are required to do. Could you just give a little explanation of that?
Yes, the associate degree, you have program courses and you have general education courses. So those general courses include communication studies, right? That's where we have, for example, speech. We have the speech, the COM 116, the speech, self and society course, and we also have the critical writing course in the first semester. General education courses also include mathematics courses. You know, you get to do the maths again. We also have sociology courses. We have science courses. Ethics and professionalism, we have that as well. We have history. So the gen ed courses are part of the associate degree program. So every semester you do a combination of gen ed courses and program courses. So you might have one semester you might have 2 gen ed courses and 3 program courses, or 3 gen eds and 2 program courses. In addition to the general education courses, we also have electives, because most of the time, all the time really, you find you enroll in a program, but you have other interests. You know, for example, when I did my first degree, I was doing literature, but I also did econ courses as well as sociology courses. So the electives are there for students to sample other courses within the college. So what you will find, for example, our creative and performing arts students, the electives they normally choose you want the digital world, or they choose a digital media course in their first year and their second year. So all the programs have electives. So you have up to 2 electives, and you start doing them in your second year. And so you can choose those electives from whatever department you want, as long as it works within the schedule that you have. And you also have the general education courses that are absolutely mandatory. You have to do the communication studies, you have to do the maths, and we also have foreign language as well, whether it be French or Spanish. So they're absolutely mandatory, so
French,
you cannot run away.
And I hear there are some other languages.
There's also Mandarin, it's also Creole. So these are mandatory. The gen ed courses are absolutely mandatory. You have to do them. So you can't run away from the math and English. So yes, there is an opportunity for that, for the electives and the general education courses.
Yeah, to make the complete, well-rounded person.
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to ask, but it seems like your department has adjusted pretty well to that, is moving from the face-to-face to the online modality, just in terms of how the current crop of students have responded, and to assure the incoming students of the functionality, of the ease of using that modality, and how they can still maintain contact with the lecturers. Just give them a sense of how it works so that they are comfortable coming into the...
Okay, we've gone online, so we're using our platform is Moodle. Moodle allows you, for example, to not only access the material that you need for your courses, but you have access to your lecturer and contact your lecturer. In addition to that, there are live sessions, right, for each course. So you're not sitting in your bedroom or in the living room doing at this computer all day, just you by your lonesome. There are live sessions where you can actually interact with the other students, as well as the lecturers. So it's not so much. Scheduled? And these are scheduled, yes. There is a timetable, so these are scheduled. So it's not so much of a lonely process for students. We find that our students they're managing, you know. Some have more difficulties than others, but we find generally that they're managing, you know, with doing the work online. The thing with coming to SALCC is that the programs are rigorous, right? And even in the face-to-face setting, you will, in my experience at SALCC, you found students who did complain about the number of assignments that they had to do and the demands of the program. So that aspect of it is still there. So yes, it takes a lot of discipline, but you're not sitting in this thing on your own. You have access to your lecturers via email or via the platform, so you can ask questions. Lecturers too, when they don't see the students accessing the platform for a certain period of time, they will reach out to the students as best as they can to find out what is happening. So the students have been managing. I know the creative and performing arts students, it was slightly difficult for them, especially when you have those creative and performing arts classes where the students, there has to be that element of bonding, and the students couldn't really do that online because everybody was at his or her home accessing the classes. So that was a bit difficult in the beginning, and the lecturers had to sort of tweak the assessment for those courses. But eventually, when we started having practicals again, it got a little better. But generally, it's something that the students are getting used to. Like I said, it requires a lot of discipline, just like attending a face-to-face classes. Attending face-to-face classes, there's a lot of discipline that's required. When you come on campus, you have to have the discipline to use your time wisely, especially those non-contact hours. The same thing with learning online. You have to have the discipline. So it's all the mindset is important. So that's what I would say about that. Yeah.
You've given us quite a bit of information here, Dr. Joseph. I just want to see if we have any questions on the platforms. I see I have one. Oh, it's about the exam. If I already have passes in math and English for CXC from January, do I need to write the entrance exams? So no, if you already have a grade 1, 2, or 3 from January or previously, then no, you do not have to write the exam. If you are still in the application process, you can upload the certificate. I'm not sure if the January certificates are out. You can take a screenshot of the slip that you're given, and you can provide a certificate later. But you just need to indicate to us any grades that you already have. So you do not have to write the exam if you already have a pass in any of those. And then I see, if I don't write the exam, will the college accept my CXC results for entry in September? If you already have CXC results, I'm trying to understand that one. If you already have CXC results granted, yes, and their passes 1, 2, or 3 in 5 subjects, they meet the requirements of your program, you will gain entry in September. If you do not have CXC results and you do not write the exam, then you are going to have to wait for January. If you are depending on your CXC results for entry, then it would have to be a January intake for you. However, you would still need to apply in this period because we do not have a second application period opening in this year. So I would suggest that you still apply even if you intend to wait for CXCs, which, like we said, is not necessary, that we are creating the pathways for you. So our time is almost up. Dr. Joseph, just before we leave, I want you to give a plug for your web development roundtable.
Yes.
One more time.
Okay, so tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m., we have a roundtable discussion on web development. We're featuring a local company. They're going to be talking to students and learners generally who are actually interested in web development, or those who even don't really want to apply for the program, but they have an interest. We start at 6 p.m. and the discussion is going to be about web development and the trends and what's happening right now in the industry. The participants are also going to have questions from the audience on the area of web development. So join us at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Like Mrs. Fanny said, the link will actually be on our media pages. So we're inviting everyone tomorrow at 6 p.m. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time and for that wealth of information, Dr. Joseph. I know we had you for a mouthful, but you were wonderful.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us again here at the SALCC Informational Session. We look forward to receiving your applications. The deadline is this Friday, April 30th, for our regular programs. Our bachelor degrees applications are now open and run till the end of May, so you still have some time to apply for the bachelor's, and you also need to register for the entrance exam, and that registration is open till May 6th, and the exam itself will take place on May 26th. And again, anything that you missed here, you can revisit on the YouTube pages of the SALCC as well as the Government Information Service or our social media pages. Let me say thank you as always to the staff of the National Television Network, GIS, for facilitating us, and to you for joining us today. See you next Tuesday. Stay safe.
The future is ever-changing. Communities, jobs, and economies are continually being transformed. This is why we need incredible minds to connect problems with innovative solutions, to disrupt and create new industries, to enable